Welcome back to Gin and Teacups. This is the interview with Little Comets. What makes a band balanced? And is balance something to look for?
I think musically, I wouldn't necessarily be an overly balanced band. Like me and Mickey take on a lot of the writing responsibilities and the recording responsibilities. But then I think being in a band, as much as being about the music, you know, it's really good to be involved in how you look visually, how you look visually.
How you look visually?
Yeah, how you look visually.
How you visually look. And live, it is a completely balanced band.
Yeah, so I think even though we write the songs without Matt performing them the way he does,
it wouldn't be anywhere near as good, really. I don't think I'm right.
Do you think of anyone specific as a receiver? Is it a hypothetical listener or maybe a very judgmental version of themselves?
No, not really when I write lyrics. I think when we first start to write a song, the chorus lyric will come very early on, and then I build a song around it later when I kind of sit down and work on the verse lyrics. And I think I focus more on like telling the story well, and that it flows, and that it has kind of, you know, like good stories do, start, middle, and an end. And I don't really think about the person that's going to end up listening. You just kind of hope that they will be able to connect to it on some level, and I think when people do, then it's really nice.
Definitely.
Do they think music is the most precise way to deliver a message?
When it comes to emotion, can language be deceiving?
I think that like inherently with language that it's not yours, but I don't think anything's yours. Like I think everything you are is just an interpretation of what you've heard or what you've seen. Like every gesture, it's a learned gesture. It's not like it's the gesture that like, a gesture and a word has more has more individuality than the individual. Like words will always be there, gestures will always be there, but like, you know, they are like immortal things, whereas we're just mortals, almost like vessels for language and vessels for gestures. So I think it's hard to know whether you are being like true to yourself when you say anything or you do anything, because I don't know,
You've learned it from somewhere else.
Yeah, exactly.
You haven't made it up.
But I think with music, I think with noises, I think noises can be quite primal in the way you deliver something. A bit like if you go and see a poet, like there's a massive difference between reading a poem and seeing somebody deliver it. With like, if you deliver words in a really percussive way. So yeah, I think that's the best question we've ever been asked. Yeah. It's a really interesting question, like a really hard question to answer, but hopefully that will make sense, maybe.
Are emotions to be collected in tranquility?
Or would they rather write the second they're feeling something?
I think again, like different songs, you do different things with different songs. Like some songs are very kind of visceral and like of the moment, and they're often the songs that we'll write in a practice room, and the lyrics will come there and then. Like when we wrote The Isles, we were rehearsing in a building which looked out upon quite a derelict part of Newcastle. So the immediacy of the surroundings really influenced the lyrics, and a lot of the lyrics that were finalised later were written in that room, like a conscious stream of thought type of thing. But other times when a song is finished musically first and I'll go away and write the lyrics afterwards, I think it's nice to be able to like often research a topic. If I'm going to write about, like I've written about domestic violence a few times, so in order to kind of almost get in the place of somebody who has experienced that, I've like read a lot of like first-hand accounts of the language that people use and like, the kind of structure of the way they say things. So I think when you're writing about a subject that you don't necessarily have direct experience of, then tranquility, which is a lovely way of putting it, it's really important to think about what you're doing more, and especially with something like if I write about domestic violence, something that I've not directly experienced, like it has to be right and it has to be try to be an accurate portrayal, because I wouldn't want to flippantly say something which maybe didn't connect with the person who had experienced that, if that makes sense.
They have a very strong presence in social medias.
But where do they set the bar for privacy?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I think when it comes to blogging, Rob is the blogger. But I think we're all kind of pitching a little bit on sort of Facebook and Twitter and whatnot.
Yeah.
I've usually got the most battery on my phone, so it's usually me that'll be sort of updating that. But
I think you're good at doing that, like the Twitter updates and the Facebook. In terms of privacy, I think it's really important for bands to be, you know, when somebody asks you a question on your Facebook page, it should be you that gets back to them, not like your manager or somebody who's like an admin on your Facebook.
It's a lot more personable.
Yeah, I think it's really important that, you know, someone sends you an email or just whatever, somebody comes to see you at the gig and like you spend a bit of time with them. Obviously, if somebody comes and says, "Oh, that was your phone number and where do you live?" then
there's maybe a line drawn.
But yeah, I think Matt's really good on the Twitter and Facebook. It's good. I think you can strike a good balance.
Thank you.
When it comes to albums, digital or physical?
Which wins and why?
Oh, physical.
What was the answer, sorry? The question?
Digital versus physical.
Oh, physical all the way.
Yeah, because it is. Like, I think digital's killed the album because you can choose which tracks you want. Whereas I've got a record player in the house, so I have put side A on. Like even the art of thinking what's going to go on side A and what's going to go on side B, that's gone. Like you have to go and turn it over, and while it's on, you kind of flick through the artwork and read the lyrics. Whereas it's just not the same.
Yeah.
I think if I was going to like put a shuffle playlist on, that's great for, you know, it's cracking and stuff like that. I have on in the background. But if I actually want to listen to music, then.
But then why did you choose to put the record out both digitally and...
Because it costs an astronomical amount of money to
So you were forced into it somehow?
Yeah, you know, I think you've got to play the game as well to an extent. I don't think you can just say, oh, we're just going to release things on CD or even take it back to vinyl.
Because people don't consume music in that way anymore. Kids listen to singles on the iPod. So if you can't just close down
it is a bit
doors just because of your principles, really. Because then that's spiting people who genuinely might like it, independent of the format they're listening on.
I suppose it is hypocritical to an extent to kind of have the passion with which I do for physical music and not necessarily like how digitally you can download 2 tracks off an album, not the album. But
then you could argue that more people, it's better because more people listen to music, because more people listen to music more often because it's so portable.
Yeah, but then digitally, you know, it's a lot easier to illegally download music now. Which
it used to be to tape stuff off the radio.
You still can.
Exactly.
But they wouldn't have the fidelity of a recording.
That's true. But then again, neither do MP3s really.
It's such a complicated issue, like, because even illegal downloading, I'm not against that. But what I think you should do, if you download something and like it, then you should really buy it, because especially with bands that are in a position like us where we haven't got a huge amount of money, every single little album sale really makes a difference.
Well, Spotify is quite good because you can listen to it free for 5 times, and then if you want to listen to it again, you have to pay a subscription, therefore pay an artist, or go and buy it. So it's quite a good way to do it.
I think it's something that we all do as well. If there is a tune that you hear, you'll go and, like, your first port of call is like Spotify or YouTube or something like that, and you'll see the video, and then like 9 times out of 10, if I like the song, I will go and buy the album to listen to the rest of the album and to check out the artwork and see what the band are up to. I'm a proper geek, and well, we all are, when it comes to tearing apart albums and like looking at every little bit, where it was recorded, who engineered it, who produced it, all sorts, and it's half the fun for me, and I'm sure it is for all of
We've never been able to tell you we're keen on details, really.
So now you should be in love with little Comets.
I know we are. And now, as usual, stay tuned to Teacups,
Because we have so much more in store.
and until then,
Bye!
bye!